Hey guys, KeepItWheeler87 here. I am in quite a different location than I usually am. I'm actually at my aunt's house sitting, which is an interesting concept. I've got a little bit of time here, so I figured I'd review a toy that I just got. Not for Christmas, I bought it with my own money on Christmas Eve, but hey, it works. So I figured I would review my very first, I want to say Voyager class figure, but I'm not quite certain. His box didn't have a class size on it, so there's that. If you can't tell already, this is Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. I loved playing this guy in the game. It was incredible. I am in love with this toy. There are some issues I've got with it. I'm not gonna. There has been very few toys that I have found that I haven't had an issue. This is one of the ones that have very few, although the few are quite huge. He does come with accessories. He comes with his sword, which is admittedly a pain to get in and out of his hand. It seems like this little circles here molded in his hands aren't quite big enough to fit the circle peg here. But other than that, it's nice. All the blades and everything are molded in this nice, bright, orangish red, translucent plastic. It's quite nice, and what isn't molded in that is this nice, dark, gray, almost black color of plastic, which I really like. He also comes with his shield, same kind of scenario. I really like the design of this, although the size is a little off, for me anyway, to fit and scale with how he is in the game. Which, having played the game and having loved the game, I'm a little nitpicky about that, I will admit. But this is Grimlock. He is here. He is huge. He is awesome. And I will admit he does have a gimmick that is non-intrusive. Congratulations. Aside from the transformation, there's this little tab back here, and when you pull that back, his chest lights up. Now, you've got the little Lightning Strike Coalition Force, whatever the name of the team is, the logo there for them, which is nice. I will admit, head sculpt and all of the sculpting on the chest and all the little details in there, it's all really nice. I absolutely love this. This guy is, absolutely awesome. And being my first Transformer that's bigger than a deluxe, unless you count Power Rangers toys as things bigger than a deluxe class, which most of them are, but they're not Transformers brand, so I'm going to go with what I've been saying. He's awesome. He does have light piping, which does work. It's completely and totally awesome. Let me just get my trusty cell phone flashlight out. Sorry, I had my O's Driver app on. I was fiddling around with that. Come on, work, light. Light. It's not wanting to work for me right now. Let's try doing it this way. No, thank you. Boom. Bright light. Can't even see that. Okay, that was a fail. I apologize, guys. Anyway, so let's go over articulation. He does have a ball joint in his neck. However, you can't really do anything with the up and down. He really can only do little tiny bits. Full 360 though. That's kind of nice. I like it. It works for Grimlock. He's not really going to be looking up too often. The only time you'd really look up is if he's fighting an aerial bot like Starscream. Moving on. He's got really nice little pivot kind of joint in here. That works nice. They go all the way around in kind of a soft ratchet. They can go up and down, again ratcheted, so they hold their positions nicely. The elbows here are nice, full 90 ratcheted, of course. The wrist, I believe, swivels. Yep, wrist swivels. It's nice. The little claw things are articulated, but you don't really need those for robot mode. Quick tidbit. He comes packaged in robot mode. That's why I'm starting this review in robot mode. Usually it'll be the alt mode, then robot mode. But he comes packaged in robot mode, and he really does his best in robot mode. So I'm showing you the best of the figure before I go on to the other not-so-good parts. Legs, he's got pretty decent amount of articulation. I didn't expect him to have this much. They go out only so far. They can go in quite a ways. Ratcheted. And they would have full 360 if like arms and such weren't in the way, so that's kind of nice. There's a thigh swivel. Look at that. Nice thigh swivel. Ratcheted knees, which you can see the ratchets right there, which is kind of nice. It adds to the whole Cybertronian machine aesthetic that they're going for, because he's not having to hide out on Earth or anything. And really, a giant robotic dinosaur hiding out on Earth doesn't really do much. You can kind of consider this an ankle tilt, but I don't. And what I really like is he's molded to stand at a natural leg stance. And I have another figure, my Optimus Prime figure, seems like he's not molded for it, but he has the capability. They're really going for that whole natural stance that you would see in the games or on an anime, which I really, really appreciate and love. So yeah, so far the Fall of Cybertron line has been my favorite line. I unfortunately only have 2 figures from that line, but I do plan on getting more. Patience. But yeah, that's pretty much him. He's an awesome figure all around. I love it. His accessories, yeah, they do peg in. They do look awesome, but as I said, the sword's a pain and it'll take me a minute and a half just to get the sword in, so I'm just going to skip it. But yeah, and there's actually 2 different plugs on each arm for where you can plug them in. There's one here, and there's one here on the shoulder. So, which is kind of nice. I mean, you could plug the shield onto his shoulder, which is interesting. Have him doing that kind of thing, kind of a ram. But meh. There's all sorts of interesting poses. I usually have him in one of those. Okay, got my shield up, got my sword up here, kind of poses, which is it looks cool. On to Dino mode. Let's do it. I don't really follow the instructions. I know you're supposed to, but this toy is so easy to get into Dino mode. It's ridiculous. I figured it out without even looking at the instructions. So essentially, take this huge little backpack here, which in the game there's no backpack here, but I like the way it looks. So, and they did their best. You fold it out so T-Rex head's all exposed, and you fold it over until it clicks. That's literally all you do with that. You just leave it alone, unless you want to fold down the little T-Rex arms, but I leave them there for now. These, you're going to pull this out. Keep losing my screen. And fold the hand over and just kind of flatten everything out so that it looks kind of like a T-Rex leg. See that? Kind of looks like a T-Rex leg? Yeah, we're just going to go with that. I personally go with 2 ratchets, or 2 clicks of the ratchet to kind of make it seem a little more natural, so he's not like totally flattened out. But yeah, sorry. It's all based on preference. I mean, posing these guys is always based on preference. Now here's the part that confused me for the longest time. To get this guy undone, you can see the little dino tail bits down in there. You kind of just stick your finger in there and pop them off. And then the legs will kind of accordion back up. And I'll show you better on the next one. And then everything just kind of collapses together into something resembling that. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll just do this. Oh, I'm losing my books. Yes, I'm using books to kind of stand him up so I can actually use him and see him on the camera without having too much. Then there's pegs on one, holes on the other. You just kind of line them up, squeeze them together. It's really tight. I'm not going to lie, though. A lot of the pegs and sockets on this are really, really tight. Which, it's not a bad thing, but it's not exactly the best thing either. Yeah, there's Grimlock and Dynamo. I'll kind of drop the camera down. Yeah, you can see my look. Yeah, there he is. He's a nice figure. He's not exactly game accurate or show accurate or whatever you want to go with, but it works. It gets the Dynamo across with a nice representation. As far as articulation goes, his top jaw and bottom jaw are articulated, so you can kind of do stuff with that. But that's mostly because of the gimmick, which again, roar. Yeah, he lights up. His eyes, his head lights up and all that. A lot of it, you can honestly see where things go in robot mode and Dino mode, and it's kind of nice. The only real new details that you get are the tail. Sorry if I can get that on camera. Well, this little bit here, which is it's iffy. The claws actually are feet now. The little arms, which are fully ball jointed, by the way, which I think is nice. And then the head and neck, which is actually really cool looking. I really do like this. It's got a little Autobot logo molded up there, which lights up as well. And I really like this figure. I really do. When I was getting this, I had a chance to get Soundwave from the same line. I could have gotten Generation Springer or Blitzwing, or I saw, I believe, what looked like a Classics Thundercracker, but I'm not positive. It looked like a Generations box, but it was white. So if somebody can fill me in on what that line is, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much the figure. Overall, it's really nice. It's well worth the money, especially to have a nice in-scale representation of Grimlock, because he fits right in scale with my Optimus Prime. I don't have my Optimus with me, and I didn't get any new figures aside from him this year. Well, for Christmas anyway. I'm sure I'll come up with other stuff. I mean, I bought the new Kaiba Reloaded deck, and at the same time I bought him. So, yeah. My cousin got me a whole ton of Magic cards. I'm not going to do any card reviews or whatnot. There will be, at some point, a Pixelmon playthrough. I don't know if I'm going to do it legit or if I'm going to start up a little world, build the crap out of it, and make all the stuff I want to build, like start a super flat world and just terraform the hell out of it, which would take ages. But there's that. Sorry I'm kind of tacking a vlog at the end here. That's kind of impressional, but it works. I have time. I'm going to do it. I actually need to start getting ready to head out to meet up with my friend Sasha, speaking of which. I actually need to get going on that. So, this has been Keebly Builder 87. Definitely pick up a Grimlock if you can find him. If not, I'm sure I've seen reviews of Soundwave. He looks awesome. Go for Optimus. Optimus is a great figure. There will be a review of him coming. Other than that, just have fun, and I will see you guys next time.